First one on the list is searching. After David Kim's 16-year-old daughter goes missing, a local investigation is opened and a detective is assigned to the case. But 37 hours later, and without a single lead, David decides to search the one place no one has looked yet, where all the secrets are kept today, his daughter's laptop. In a hyper-modern thriller told via the technology devices we use every day to communicate, David must trace his daughter's digital footprints before she disappears forever. You can watch this movie on Amazon Prime. Second one on the list is The Silence of the Lambs. Young FBI trainee Clarice Starling is assigned to help find a missing woman to save her from a psychopathic serial killer who skins his victims. Clarice attempts to gain a better insight into the twisted mind of the killer by talking to another psychopath, Dr. Hannibal Lecter, who used to be a respected psychiatrist. FBI Special Agent Jack Crawford believes that Lecter, who is also a very powerful and clever mind manipulator, has the answers to their questions and can help locate the killer. However, Clarice must first gain Lecter's confidence before the inmate will give away information. You can watch this movie on Netflix. Third one on the list is Flight Plan. Kyle has just gone through the trauma of losing her husband, who jumped off the roof of their apartment building in Berlin. Now, she and her 6-year-old daughter Julia are flying his casket back to the United States on a plane she helped design. About 3 hours into the flight, Kyle wakes up from a nap to find Julia missing, and no one remembers ever seeing her. The flight crew begin to search the plane until the captain comes back with the information that when her husband jumped, he took Julia with him. As Kyle fights to discern the truth, she takes matters into her own hands. You can watch this movie on Disney Plus Hotstar. Fourth one on the list is Panic Room. Recently divorced Meg Altman and her daughter Sarah have bought a new home in New York. On their tour around the mansion, they come across the Panic Room, a room so secure that no one can get in. When 3 burglars break in, Meg makes a move to the Panic Room, but all her troubles don't stop there. The criminals know where she is, and what they require the most in the house is in that very room. You can watch this movie on Netflix. Fifth one on the list is Inception. Dominic Cobb is a spy who, instead of breaking into a person's home, office, or even computer, gets the information he needs by getting into the person's mind through their dreams. Cobb is also a fugitive who misses his children. Someone approaches Cobb and wants to hire him, but instead of getting the information out, the man wants Cobb to implant something, a process called Inception, which is not easy to do. Cobb is hesitant to do it, but when the man offers to help Cobb go back to his children, he agrees. So he assembles his team, but when they begin, there are things Cobb didn't tell his team that could jeopardize the job. And when they occur, they are not sure if they should continue. You can watch this movie on Netflix. Sixth one on the list is Gravity. On her very first mission to outer space, aboard the NASA Space Shuttle Explorer, the novice biomedical engineer Dr. Ryan Stone and the seasoned astronaut on his last operation before retiring, Matt Kowalski, come face to face with an irrevocable disaster. Unexpectedly, during a routine spacewalk, dangerous space debris from a crippled Russian satellite inflict devastating damage to the American shuttle, leaving Stone and Kowalski struggling to survive in deep space, completely cut off, vulnerable, and without enough air. The two stranded cosmonauts must give battle against the empty void to return to Mother Earth before they find themselves marooned forever in orbit. You can watch this movie on Amazon Prime. Seventh one on the list is Jaws. One short week before the annual 4th of July celebrations, Martin Brody, the new police chief of the small summer resort town of Amity Island, has reasons to believe that the mangled body of the missing young swimmer found washed up on the shore is the work of a predatory shark. Worried about the unsuspecting tourists, Brody insists on closing down the beaches. However, greed and Mayor Larry Vaughn get in the way of security, only to spark a series of additional bloody attacks. Now, all eyes are on the deep blue oceans, while Brody, along with the marine biologist Matt Hopper and the expert shark killer Quint, hunt for the undisputed ruler of the sea, a monstrous, slate, grey, great white shark that patrols the waters, hungry for human flesh. You can watch this movie on Amazon Prime. Eighth one on the list is Mission Impossible. It is based on the hit television series of the same name. Jim Phelps was sent to Prague for a mission to prevent the theft of a classified material. His wife Claire and his trusted partner Ethan Hunt were members of Phelps' team. Unfortunately, something went horribly wrong and the mission failed, leaving Ethan Hunt the seemingly lone survivor. After he reported the failed mission, Kittredge, the head of the agency, suspects Ethan of being the culprit for the failed mission. Now, Ethan uses unorthodox methods to try to find who set him up and to clear his name. You can watch this movie on Netflix. Ninth one on the list is Mad Max Fury Road, an apocalyptic story set in the furthest reaches of our planet, in a stark desert landscape where humanity is broken and almost everyone is crazed fighting for the necessities of life. Within this world exist two rebels on the run who just might be able to restore order. There is Max, a man of action and a man of few words, who seeks peace of mind following the loss of his wife and child in the aftermath of the chaos, and Furiosa, a woman of action and a woman who believes her path to survival may be achieved if she can make it across the desert back to her childhood homeland. You can watch this movie on Amazon Prime. 10th one on the list is Split. After a birthday party in a mall, teenagers Casey Cook, Claire Benoit, and Marcia are abducted by a man. Soon, they learn that the man has DID, dissociative identity disorder, with several personalities. A psychiatrist, Dr. Karen Fletcher, is aware of his personalities but does not suspect that he is the kidnapper of the three girls. Casey tries to manipulate the weakest personalities to escape, but the stronger personalities fight back. You can watch this movie on Netflix. If you like the content, don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe our channel. Let us know your favorite thriller movies on the comment section.